What is the easiest commodity to export? And I think that this might come out of what industries are located in certain communities. So I don't know who wants to take this one on. Or maybe based on the research that Brookings has done in regards to top industries in different areas.
Well, in Kansas City, motor vehicles is our #1 export. So that might be the easiest for Kansas City to export. And then second is motor vehicle parts. And then we also have a few other industries that kind of run neck and neck every year, you know, with architecture and engineering services, IT royalties, you know, and then obviously logistics and freight forwarding is a huge asset to us as it relates to export. So I wouldn't necessarily say there's anything that's the easiest to export. There's regulation that varies by market to market. And then, you know, commodities, obviously, if you're talking bulk, you know, there's a lot of influences that are outside of, you know, just the product itself as it relates to different market. Working in agriculture, international ag before I started doing this job really helped me learn a lot about the regulation in Canada versus the regulation in Mexico and Brazil, you know, so it varies. And then not to mention that regulation can change so quickly. So yeah, you touched on a good point there. It may not be based on commodity, more so maybe the country that you're exporting to. Brazil being probably one of the toughest countries to export to. But with that being said, we export to that country every day. It's not a problem. That's why you use freight forwarders that have the compliance and regulation backgrounds like we do. Mexico's regulations change on a daily basis. So those are things that obviously we stay up, you know, up to date on. Ryan, do you want to add to maybe some industry sectors in your area?
Excuse me. I would agree with what you said. We actually do the Certificate of Origin program here at the Greater Des Moines Partnership, and it really, from what we do, it is more country-based. Some countries are fairly straightforward. Others drive our staff nuts in terms of trying to get all the documentation correct and some of those different types of things, and it does change frequently in some cases. So it's not so much what you're exporting, it's where it's going, I think, is probably the key to that.
Merrick, do you have anything else to add?
No, that just goes back to my point from the previous question about trying to find places that are relatively simple. And there are certainly industries or products that are more complicated and difficult to export, say, that are highly regulated, like in pharmaceuticals, like in certain kinds of defense-related industry products. So there's that overlay as well. But I think you can't say this is an easy product or service to export. It just depends upon the place, as everyone has already mentioned.
All right, terrific.